Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the series Strategy Game and we're returning to Rule the Waves 2, where we're playing as the US and trying to win our war against the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union is sending some forces here in the Atlantic. We are concentrating ours in the Caribbean, so let's see what we can do over there. But indeed, we do get a peace treaty, so that is certainly very interesting. Our side gains large territories, and indeed we can get Kamchatka, so that's lovely to see. Our budget is severely reduced, but that's actually okay because, it's faster than expected. Well, that's lovely to see. Yeah, a lot of stuff happening. Okay, so our forces, we are losing a lot of money, but we are also still building another carrier, so I think we might actually be alright over here. Certainly we do have to do a lot of changes for our existing stuff. And I think most importantly that does mean getting all of these corvettes that we have gathered up in the meantime and sending it to mothballed status. That should be okay, so that's at least saving us some money. Then again, with these hull classes, I guess we can send you to mothballed as well. We have a couple of forces in the Caribbean, these flosser classes. The flossers in the East Coast we can put to reserve, and the ones in the Caribbean, I think we are sending all of our Caribbean forces pretty much back to home waters, and I think that should be okay. So these guys here should be moving to the East Coast. That's fine, and let's actually get everyone from... So how about you guys? Yeah, you should also move. You are our battle cruisers, so that's fine, you're moving. And then we've got everyone here in Northern Europe who's also going to come home after the war. Right, there we go. Fine, lovely. Good, good, good. Let's also look here for these things by, well, pretty much by type and then by displacement, I would argue. So yeah, we've got the battleships in the top, then the battle cruisers, then the carriers, and that seems like a good idea. We actually also have the ranger classes here slightly put to different fields, which I don't really appreciate that much, but I guess that's okay. Right, our San Francisco classes are pretty much our best light cruisers, so that's lovely to see. We've got still a couple of older ones, especially these Raleigh classes here. They don't really have dual purpose main guns, so they are a little bit outdated. On the other hand, we've got these Truxtons here, which are actually pretty good ships, so I think we might need a couple of more of those. Maybe we should get rid of the hull classes. Then we'd have 1, 2, 3 destroy classes. Well, you also got the Reed class. What are you? You're built... Sorry, you're built in 1948. You must be some very intermediate design. We should also check whether there is any additional... No. Any additional anti-submarine warfare capabilities, because we got a research thingy that said basically we've got better anti-submarine warfare torpedo mounts, which I don't see now, so I suppose that's not a building thing. So you know what, actually these hull classes here, I mean, you're still good anti-submarine warfare platforms, aren't you? Yeah, so let's keep them around. They might be coming in useful. I'm not too sure I want to keep 2 ships of a class. Seems like a bit weird. All of these Norway classes here are still on foreign station, so that's fine. You should also go to foreign station, and that's going to be okay. Yeah, and then we've got the Raleighs and everyone else. Okay, fine. Let's take the next turn. Finish construction, yes. Yeah, let's do that. Some development, that's okay, but nothing too major really. Right, so I guess what we can do is we can rebuild our battleships to get better directors. That should be fine, so let's take them out of the equation for now. And then really what we should be thinking about is all of these things over here. So firstly, you guys here, you could get electro-optical directors. It's not going to take a long time. I would very much like you to get autoloaders, but that might mean, well, we could get rid of this here. Saves us some weight. And then I think if we go down dramatically on the secondary guns, because your main point here actually are the main caliber guns. Yeah, this looks like a decent addition. Well, let's go to 10 secondary guns. And I think that's fine. Would that work? Yeah, it would. So yeah, let's save this up. Yes, okay. And let's rebuild all of these guys as well. I know we don't really have the money to do that right now, but still I think we're going to be alright given the time frame that we're operating on over here. Right. And then we have a couple of decisions regarding our older carriers over here, specifically the Langley, it's a Saratoga class ship, which is fairly expensive, but more expensive even are these Arizonas. They're converted battleships, they can't really carry that many aircraft, so at the very least we should mothball them. They're not that expensive then, so maybe let's keep them around. And we should think about what we could do about these Lubang classes. I think they are still good aircraft carriers. I mean, they have a sporting value of 53, they do carry 99 aircraft. So to me, these are very good planes actually, so we might give them a refit of their AA. Some stuff over here. Weight remaining is a little bit high, but we can get rid of a couple of secondary guns because the dual purpose main guns are actually fine, I believe. So you know what, let's get rid of all of these and get a couple of medium AA guns instead. Let's say 60. 60 sounds fine. So 15 medium guns per director. And you know what, this is a fine design, so let's update it. Yes please. And rebuild this one as well. Come on. There we go. Okay, and you know what, these guys here. What we can do then is take the air groups of these guys, at the very least, since these are all... Can we all... Yeah, move all to reserve. Move all to reserve. And... Well, I mean, we have these 3 aircraft carriers, and they are good secondary aircraft carriers, but on the other hand we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are getting another Ranger class. So... You know what? These guys are going to be scrapped. Yeah, and we're still losing a lot of money, so I think it's going to be okay. So we still have 6 aircraft carriers basically, and in all directions pretty much we are fine. We have less battle cruiser tonnage than maybe other nations. We basically have no heavy cruisers, so that is something that we might want to address at some point, but right now we are losing so much money. Panama, yes please. Improved armor quality, that's nice but not really that crucial. Lots of ships are being rebuilt, so that's okay. Can we get anyone to be... Yeah, okay, so let's get you here to reserve the Raleigh classes. You all on foreign stations, so not much that we can do about these guys. But these guys here, all of these Flosser classes, we are going to put in reserve, and that's okay, and you are still for some reason in the Caribbean. So you need to move off to the East Coast, and that's okay. Japanese carrier. 87 aircraft. Quite a bit of armor. 16 5-inch guns. That's a lot. Interesting. Very interesting. Right, and we only have money for basically 3 more turns, and we are losing a lot of money as time goes on over here. So, yeah, basically get more people into reserve stages and all of that. Right, Truxton and Reed classes. I mean, these are good ships. All of them. Let's keep them around for now. I think the Reed classes we can put into reserve for now. Even though you are elite. Yeah, and up here, over here we basically have everyone in reserve. except for our carriers and our battle cruisers, and I don't really want to move them into reserve. Well, maybe we can do that for the battle cruisers, and we're going to pull them out of reserve soon enough. San Francisco class finishing, and one of our battleships finishing, so that's lovely to see. Airbase in Tunis, no, we are going to do that at some point. Ooh, Petropavlovsk. Okay, so that's our new area. We should actually take a look at that. So that, I believe, is over here, yeah, in Kamchatka. Interesting. So let's actually look at the base over there. So that must be, what, North American East? Northern Pacific. Okay. So Northern Pacific is where? It's a little bit weird that you always have to look at it this way. I can't decrease that airbase, unfortunately, can I? I cannot. Who's got in reserve? Who've we got in reserve? Okay, not that many. Okay, and Tunis, you already have 40 medium bombers and 30 fighters. So I guess what you really need is you need a squadron of dive bombers. So let's move these guys here towards Tunis, and that's okay. Right, and in this Soviet airbase we're not going to introduce much because I don't think there is going to be much of a war. Lots of stuff finishing a reconstruction, which is lovely to see because that will save us a lot of money, and yeah, I think our finances are more or less rock solid now. So yeah. And I think nevertheless we can put the battleships into reserve for a second here, and that should be okay and fine. Right. We are pushing for war pretty much against Japan and the Soviets. I think the Soviets would be a little bit redundant at this point. But Japan, I think, would be nice. Specifically since they are, I believe, one of the nations with a couple of aircraft carriers. So that could lead to an interesting engagement. Specifically, there's something weird going on over here with this ratio. And they also have 3 battle cruisers, so yeah, I would very much like to get into war with Japan. Okay, lots of divisions re-equipping, so that's nice to see. Connecticut finished over here. Let's put you into reserve. Why are you in Northern Europe? Let's move you towards the East Coast. You guys are somewhere on foreign stations, so that's okay. Yeah, and just one more ship under construction. What on earth are you? What is this? So you have 0.9-inch dual purpose guns, you have 12 6-inch guns, 6 4-inch guns. This is quite a bit of belt armor and 20 aircraft. This is a weird mixture of a ship. Ruju class heavy cruiser, interesting. So even the heavy cruisers might count as carrying as aircraft carriers in a way. This is a very unique design. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. Where is it? Is it being rebuilt maybe? Very, very interesting. Huh. German medium bomber. Okay, 800 miles. Plastic interior fittings. Lovely. Italy. Really? Right. Tensions are increasing slightly. Wasp is nearing her construction. No. I'm not going to sell anything to you. Right. So we've got a new aircraft carrier. So we've now 4 Ranger classes, which is very lovely. So the latest of that is the Wasp, and you guys are all poor, so can I disband all of them? So yeah, let's disband the fighter group, disband the fighter group, disband the torpedo bombers. This is a little bit annoying. Right, disband all of them, and then we're going to use some of our guys in reserve. These fighters are okay. Yes, can we sort that by roll, please? Yeah, thank you. These fighters here are okay, they are already veterans. Yes, please. Both of these dive bomb squadrons should be moving over. Let's move you over first. And then change the number here to 19. And you're also going to move over. Yeah, there we go. You can actually be disbanded. We're going to change the number of these guys here to a uniform 20. Maybe we're going to use them at some point. This one is going to be disbanded. Okay, lovely. Good. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Good. Let's keep on looking at the map. So, in our war against Japan, we pretty much want to start out over here. Maybe a little bit on Guam. Yeah, but for now there's no... Really? Marshall Islands. Marshall Islands. Huh. Oh well. That's unfortunate. Right, we are earning a lot of money in the meantime, so either we can put our guys back out of reserve and other things. You guys here should be mothballed actually. Or we could build new ships. What do we feel that we need the most? So we have more battleships than anyone else. I think we might be the only ones having battleships. We have more battle cruisers than anyone but Japan. Japanese battle cruisers are all from 1938 to 1945. 9 16-inch guns, 11-inch belt armor. They're going to be tough. Carriers. Well, we do have 8 carriers, so that should be plenty for now. We don't have light carriers. We don't have battle cruisers. We do have a very decent number of light cruisers and of destroyers. Not of corvettes, certainly not of submarines. So I guess we should really think about designing a new ship. And that new ship might be a heavy cruiser. So what would the game suggest here for us? Well, obviously the torpedo defenses should be much higher. Interesting, you would be going with submerged torpedo tubes, which I find irritating. 31 knots over here, let's say 32 maybe. How about diesel? Seems to be somewhat faster, slightly more expensive as well. And then the question is, what type of armor would we want? So let's suppose the enemy has a 6-inch gun, so I would suppose we need at least 6 inches of belt armor and 1.5 inches of deck armor. And the conning tower should obviously be a little bit better, and the turrets should be at least that, maybe somewhat in between. Turret top is fine, and secondaries would be fine as well. So, and 9 inches of belt armor, 9-inch main caliber guns. Why not? Why not, I think. And maybe, okay, 6-inch dual purpose director fired secondary guns in turrets of 2 should also be fine. No tertiary guns though. More directors, more medium guns, and basically no primary gun, no light guns. No aircraft, that's fine. Right, is it going to be enough this way? 16, so 8 per side. I'm wondering whether we should do less here. So let's get rid of the aft superimposed turret. So that's still 9-inch guns. Not much else that we can cut down on, I feel. Minesweeping gear is not actually that expensive, so let's use it here. We can certainly go full speed to maximize this a little bit. But I do think we have to be a little bit larger than currently planned. 16,000 tons. Okay, minesweeping gear removed. That's fine then. 15,500. Top space is insufficient. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate. This should work though. Yeah, this would be considered okay, although maybe some torpedo mounts would be... Can I get a centerline swivel mount on here? Slightly overweight? No, only 7,000 tons, okay. So can I get, let's say, these guys? No. Obviously it's not E and F, it's F and G. Insufficient top space, slightly overweight, okay. But I think I would like this. So let's say 16,000. So it annoys me a little bit that these numbers don't measure up really here, but this is so closely matched over here. Okay, let's say 16,000, and can I get this up to? No. Okay, so this is 1.5. Everything else should be fine. We've got a little bit of space left. Let's actually suggest another name over here. I don't think New York is appropriate. Brooklyn? Should really be a city. New York is a little bit Huron. Let's call it the Hudson. Let's use the rivers. Hudson class. I think that's fine. Yeah, there we go. Let's see what's going to come out of that. Spy has been discovered from France, weight saving on machinery, submarine effectiveness, all not really things that we do want to use. Wasp is finishing, that's very nice, should not be sold, not going to sell anything to anyone, basically. Quintuple torpedo mounts, ooh, well if that's the case... Aww. It's only for centerline torpedo tubes. Okay, so that means firstly we can go ahead and build this guy. We could build 2 at the same time. I'm asking myself whether we should be building 3. Let's start with 2. Now of course I'm going to rename it in between episodes. So overall this is okay. What I think we should be doing maybe is have a look at these guys here. And ask ourselves, should we add the number of torpedo tubes here? Okay, no, because they're only... So it must be a ship smaller than 7,000 tons. Our colonial cruisers would be a good target for this. So if we open this here for rebuild, could increase the torpedo tubes, wouldn't be too expensive, could give you better directors, still wouldn't be truly expensive. I think this here is fine. Yeah, we can increase this a little bit. Yeah, fine. Give it a little upgrade to the Norway class. Still have enough tonnage on foreign stations, so let's rebuild all of them at the same time. See whether that's going to work out. No, of course not. That's okay, we can send one of these guys here to foreign stations. Or maybe even 2. In the meantime. Okay. Tunis. And then we have the question about the tungsten here. So if I do open this for rebuild and increase the torpedo tubes, you would still have enough weight actually. And you could get advanced directors and you would still be good. So you've suddenly become much more capable, haven't you? AA is still fine, this is still fine. Yeah, sure. Let's rebuild the Truxtons. All of them. There we go. It's going to cost us a little bit of money, but it's not going to last very long. Enables improved anti-missile jamming system. Lovely. I'm not sure this is in the game yet, but certainly nice to see that we are making some progress. Just 2 more months till we get all of these destroyers, so our funds should hold out. No. Nope. 12 destroyers have finished their reconstruction. There we go. Saving us a lot of money. You guys are still in charge now. So we should actually look at rebuilding the read classes as well, shouldn't we? So with an advanced director, increased tubes. Yeah, your weight would drop too low though. So let's not do this. Also, we are losing some money here. Disarmament conference. Prestige and tensions. Yes, we are of course going to take prestige. And where are these guys that have been rebuilt? You guys here go to foreign stations. Yes, please. And thank you. You guys here are going back to active fleet. And I would like you to move back towards the east coast, please. And thank you. Towards the east coast. There we go. Lovely. Good. Our ships are still in... quite a couple of our ships are still in reserve. But doesn't really look like... Ooh, he wants you to build more destroyers. Okay, yes, we can do that. Develop better torpedo bomber. Or, well, a different torpedo bomber. So it's slightly slower in max speed, slightly better in cruise speed. Range is much better. Payload seems to be better. Everything seems to be better. More firepower, more maneuverable. Better range. Heavier bomb load even. Hell yeah. Sure, we're going to use that. And our job is to actually build a couple of destroyers, right? How many? 9 destroyers building. Can we build directly towards the new Truxton design? I don't think we can. Okay, so let's open the Truxton design and see whether we can upgrade that in any way whatsoever. Doesn't seem like it. It seems to be a fairly good ship already, honestly. So yeah, you know what? We're just going to build it as is, as has been designed. And you know what? Let's build 10 of them. Because why not? We don't have the money. That's why. Yeah, but I think we might be alright in the midterm. Good. Germany wants to get stuff. No, I don't think there is anything behind this missile technology, but I would still prefer to be like this. Maybe we should actually have a look at this here. Let's open this design. No, this is for future use, so I don't think there's anything to be had around there. Yep. Strong Navy. Giving us more budget. Yeah, now I think we should be fine in terms of budget. Actually, Russia is increasing tensions as well. New Japanese heavy cruiser, 8 8-inch guns, 14 4-inch guns. Interesting, they're going with a very different design. Or is it? Well, I mean, the speed is the same. They're slightly smaller. They have less armor, which is a big part. They have much less torpedo tubes. And slightly smaller broadside as well. Interestingly. Right, let's take the last turn over here, and then I think we are going to call it a day for today. But yeah, I mean, tensions are increasing across the board. We are in 1952, so it's going to be 3 more years, but then we might actually get to the point where this little series is starting to come to an end. Ooh, look at that. The Flosser classes here are considered outdated. So you know what, the last thing that we're going to do over here is we are going to open this design for rebuild. We are going to add the torpedo tubes over here that we would like to see. We're going to give it better directors. And then we need to think about where we can squeeze the... We have a lot of secondary guns actually. These we can drop. On the other hand, you should be getting more AA. 18 light guns. That does put you somewhat overweight. Oh no, look at that. They only have 4-inch guns. They are dual purpose, but they are not very good guns. So honestly, the Flossers are more like anti-submarine warfare ships by now. So this is... Could just give it a new paint job, really. Yeah, let's simply rebuild them towards a later standard. Because our enemies are carrying a lot of torpedo ships around. So let's rebuild all of these guys here. There we go. 11 ships in total. We're losing some money, but it shouldn't take too long. And this is basically costing nothing. What is costing us money is rebuilding all of these guys here. And these heavy cruisers. Well, that being said, I think this is a good place to put in a cut. So, do leave a like and all of that, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.